Of all the battles in the war so far, the contest for Fort Pennell is the fiercest to date. And from this horrific clash of weapons and wills, the Crimean Army emerges bloodied and exhausted, yet victorious. The prize of Fort Pennell is no small thing, but it is the promise of additional reinforcements from Gallia, and the large Benyan army encamped in Castle Dayan that keeps the breath of hope alive in the soldiers' hearts. There is one other pivotal piece in Dayan's defense of the former Crimean capital, the severely undermanned Castle Nados. As the day's end draws near, Tiburn's small force of Hawks and Galleons cease their attacks and return to camp headquarters. Chapter 27, Moment of Fate. Ah, well met. From the looks of things, the battle ended in our favor.
We claimed victory, yet Dayan had more troops than we expected, and it was a hard-fought battle.
I don't have the best news to report either.
What is it?
As the day ended, we withdrew as planned, but as we were leaving, reinforcements began flooding in from the capital.
That's a piece of ill news.
The men that were originally guarding the castle were nothing special, but there was one who appeared mid-battle and crushed an entire unit by himself. He was so much stronger than the others, it was as if a wolf had appeared in a kennel of blind, newborn pups.
What did he look like?
He was covered from toe to tip in black armor. That made it difficult to judge his size, but I think he was bigger than me. If my intuition's right, he is the villain you've all been talking about.
The Black Knight. He's in that castle.
Ike, I'd like to report the results of our last battle. We earned no money, spent 2,100 gold, but we've still got plenty of cash in stock. We earned 1,496 points of combat EXP, and of course, 500 points of bonus EXP. Ike was the MVP, and we recruited Alincia after all this time. There were no deaths and no injuries beyond our capabilities to heal. Everyone performed exceedingly well. That is all. By your leave, I'll excuse myself. Welcome back to more Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. And let me tell ya, today is going to be a rough one. Although some maps in the past have certainly been difficult, Moment of Fate is one of the most grueling maps if you get unlucky. The entire point of this map, if it's not already obvious, is that you have to fight the Black Knight after all this time. Now, one big thing about the fight against the Black Knight, it is a one-shot chance. You will not get to save. You will not have another chance at this. In order to do this fight, it is only Ike and Mist who are allowed in the battle. This makes things incredibly difficult if you get unlucky. It is brutal. This is why I've been trying so hard to get Mist the Sonic Sword. Without it, she's going to be a sitting duck, and let me tell you, she needs this. So now that she can finally use it, I'm feeling much better. Otherwise, in terms of everyone else, it's still nice giving them things that they can use, but they don't matter nearly as much. Otherwise, too, another thing we could give to Jill is the Bolt Axe. Between her and Har, she has the better magic stat. Admittedly, Astrid wouldn't be a terrible choice either, but still, she doesn't have more magic than Jill, so may as well give it to who can use it the best. Otherwise, for the coming map, no one else here is really ever going to be used again. So feel free to get rid of everything on, say, Taronio and Largo. You're just never going to use them. Now, I want to say coming up, I think we're going to use Volk, if memory serves, but we'll see what happens. Otherwise, everyone else should honestly be pretty good. Now that we actually have Alencia proper, I would recommend giving her anything she can use, just because she's really good with it. Honestly, I feel like I want to give her the rescue staff just in case things get dicey. And let's give her... How about the sleep staff, just to keep things interesting? Sounds good to me. Otherwise, I could give her another sword, but there's really no point, just because her sword levels are D, so she couldn't use anything that would actually help her all that much. So, it's a bit of a shame. Otherwise, let's see... Deserter's going to break, but Marcia should be fine with what she has. Mist, it looks kind of bleak for her, but she should be fine. Otherwise, Kieran, Knightly Vow's going to break, but he should be a-okay. Jill will be fine. Astrid's good. Makalov is looking pretty darn good. Let's see. Har is fine. Yeah, everyone's looking pretty well armed. Also, too, I don't know if we'll use Stefan anymore, but if we do, then so be it. And otherwise, I think everyone's looking good. We could forge another weapon, and I think I'm going to. I just don't know for who or what. Maybe, I don't know, maybe something for Makalov? Gambler's kind of running out. Otherwise, maybe we could get something for Marcia, seeing as Deserter's about to break. Now, of note, they have silver axes and Elwind tomes. So if you want those, pick them up now. Otherwise, the shop actually has a fair couple items. It's probably the most they've ever really had. So that's nice. Otherwise, let's see. We can forge Marcia a silver lance. And honestly, I'd say let's do it. Let's get her a nice big weapon. Perfect. And then let's see. Let's call this, if I can fit it. I don't know if I can, but we are sure going to try. Sisterhood. I like the idea that she's still a Pegasus Knight, so may as well name it after something that makes sense. And we'll give it a nice pink sheen. Why not? Otherwise, throw it on the convoy for now. And then honestly, let's just sell Deserter and then give her Sisterhood. So goodbye, Deserter. You have helped us for a majority of the game, but we do not need you anymore. Sisterhood, welcome on in. And she does have just a normal lance. So honestly, I might give that and give her something like the heavy spear, maybe. Though to be honest, just keep with the silver lance. They're pretty much the gold standard, so may as well. Otherwise, we have some other things in here which aren't terrible. My guess is I might give that chest key to someone, but I don't know who yet. Otherwise, Alencia, you can take a vulnerary. And everyone else should be pretty darn good. Now, the only thing, too, I want to be careful of, Mist is still at A rank in her staves, and I might want to get that up a level, so I may give her a weapon scroll. Kind of the same with Soren, he's still only at B rank in tomes. So, I don't know. I'll keep my eye on it. Otherwise, let's see. Ooh, Titania. Let's see what you have to say.
Commander, can I speak to you for a moment? What is it, Titania? I have something important to ask of you. All right, what is it? I want you to tell me about the night Commander Grail was killed. I understand that it's difficult for you. However, I need to know. I have to ask. Just tell it once. It's all I ask. If you can't, his death will be something I'll never be able to face. I feel I've done you a terrible disservice by not telling you earlier. It's just that there was a lot I had to get clear in my own mind. I know I've kept you waiting. So, you'll tell me? Yes, I think I've finally come to a point where I can face it. All right, whenever you're ready. That night, I've already told you everything up to where I was on my way into the forest, right? At the head of the path, Father had told me to go back to the fort, but I had a bad feeling and followed him anyway. When I entered the clearing, he and the Black Knight were already fighting. They seemed to be evenly matched at first. Then, they exchanged a few more blows, and suddenly, Father was sent flying. They spoke to each other for a moment, but I was so far away, I couldn't hear what they said. Then the Black Knight threw a sword at Father's feet. I think he wanted Father to pick it up and use it. But Father didn't touch the sword. He just readied his axe again and charged. It was over in an instant. I couldn't believe my own eyes. They looked like they were embracing, just standing there, frozen. But I saw the Black Knight's blade. It was protruding from Father's back and shining in the moonlight. Oh, Grail. When the knight pulled his sword out, Father sagged and fell backwards. I ran and tried to catch him, but I couldn't hold him, and we both fell to the ground. The wound Father had taken was terrible, but at that point, he was still alive. The Black Knight approached and said, "Give it to me." I had no idea what he was talking about. I do now, though. He had been sent by King Ashnard to retrieve the medallion. Father told him he'd thrown the medallion away, but the knight didn't believe him. Then he tried to get Father to talk by threatening to kill me, and missed. I was so angry, I leapt up and attacked him, but it was useless. I didn't give up, though. I didn't care what happened to me, and I attacked again. Of all the stubbornness. If King Gallia hadn't been nearby, I probably would have died that night too. After the Black Knight vanished, all I could think was that I didn't want Father to die. He was still alive. I thought if I could just get him back to the fort, we could save him. I clung to that false hope and started walking toward the light of the fort. I just kept walking. Thank you, Ike. It must have been so hard for you. Titania. Commander Grail died on your back. His last moments must have been much happier than I had imagined. Thank you. Now I can finally move past my grief. Titania. Yes? There's something else I haven't told you about. I met him. I met the Black Knight again. What? We fought. You did well to keep you alive. I'm not the same boy I was on that night. I've grown a lot. I've worked hard. Yet, even so, I wasn't able to defeat him. There's nothing you can do about that. Not even Commander Grail could defeat him. You're not ready to... It's not that. It's not that my blade work wasn't good enough. Then, what do you mean? Titania, it's his armor. It's impervious to damage. What? That's not possible. Even the strongest... He said his armor had been blessed by the goddess. He said only weapons that were also blessed could hurt him. Where are we supposed to get something like that? I have one here. Ike, that sword. Where? The night after Father died, I went back to that clearing by myself. I'd hoped to find some clue that might help me hunt down the knight. The sword was still there. I brought it back with me, and I've been hiding it ever since. I wasn't thinking about using it. I believed that if I just carried the sword with me, I'd meet the Black Knight again. And it worked. So this sword will work against him? It's supposed to. It was made to contest a Londite, which is the sword wielded by the Black Knight. Do you think you have a chance? I'll win. All right, I won't stop you. Use that sword to avenge Commander Grail. But listen, Ike, you must promise me one thing. What is it? When you meet him, you'll exchange blows. If, at that moment, you don't feel you stand a chance, you must flee. There are times when running away is not the same as losing. Don't you believe in me, Titania? Of course I do. One day, you will defeat the Black Knight. I'm sure of it. That's why I don't want you to lose your life on the first go-around. When the time comes, I promise not to interfere, and I won't let anyone else interfere either. I want you to face him one-on-one, and I want you to be calm and use your own best judgment. At times, withdrawing can be the key that unlocks a future victory. Don't forget that. Understood.
So yeah, if that conversation was any indication, at this point in the game, you need to really make sure Ike is ready for one of the hardest fights in the entire game. If Ike does not have maxed out strength, speed, defense, and skill, you are going to suffer against the Black Knight, and it is going to be a brutal fight. In fact, there's one other caveat I'll get to once we actually get to that fight, but let me tell you, the road there, it is brutal. So, I'm probably going to give Ike one more level, and basically, I just need him to gain skill. Otherwise, let's get to something a bit happier, hey? We can finally get Ike's final support with Alencia. I'm thinking this is absolutely worth it.
Is there something wrong, Princess?
Oh, my Lord Ike. I was getting prepared for battle, but I'm having a hard time attaching this scabbard to my belt.
Let me see. Here's the problem. The buckle on the scabbard isn't fastened. There's a little trick to this. Don't move for a second. Alright, that should do it.
Thank you. I just can't seem to do anything right. I can't even get myself ready for battle. Everyone else is all suited up.
Everyone here was the same way when they first started. In fact, it wasn't all that long ago when I was having a hard time fastening my scabbard.
Really?
That's right. But my father drilled me hard and tested my swordsmanship and survival skills before I could eat breakfast. We come from different worlds, Princess.
So that's how you learned so much.
Well, you don't need to practice so hard. You weren't born to be a mercenary like the rest of us war dogs. You'll just get yourself killed if you jump into this rough and nasty war unprepared.
I understand.
Just don't worry about it. There's no shame in asking for help from the rest of us. We'll be there to back you up.
Thank you, my Lord Ike.
Anytime, Princess Alencia.
Honestly, I'm genuinely sad that they only let you have 5 support conversations. I think if this game ever got a remaster or a re-release or something, it would be such a nice thing if you could actually get every support conversation. Because we can't get the A-rank conversation with Alencia, we won't be able to see a really nice conversation, so it's kind of a shame. And frankly, I valued the conversation with Soren and Ike a lot more than I value the one with Alencia and Ike, but it's still really good. Give it a look. Otherwise, the only other conversation Alencia can have is with Jeffrey, which isn't terrible, but honestly, it's not really going to matter. It's still, I'll show it off.
Are you looking for someone, Your Highness?
Jeffrey, I'm glad you're here.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Yes, actually, I have a small favor to ask of you.
Ask anything of me, Your Highness, and I shall make it so.
Really? You would do anything?
Anything at all.
Well then, here goes. Jeffrey, I need you to leave me alone while I fight on the battlefield.
What? Without protection? But you know that is the one thing I cannot...
I don't want to hear any objections. This is an order. You must obey.
But Princess Alincia...
Yeah, nothing too incredibly interesting, but it is still there. Notably, you can also get the Ike and Alincia's bee conversation right away. So, may as well.
Princess Alincia, you're still here?
Oh, my Lord Ike. Well, I was getting a little practice in. I don't want to be a burden to everyone else.
Wouldn't it be better to have a training partner?
I'd feel guilty asking someone to train with me. It would be a waste of time. I am no match for their skill.
I meant what I said earlier, about not hesitating to ask for help, but I guess you decided to ignore me.
No. It's not like that at all. I heard what you said, but I still feel so...
I know how powerless and frustrated you must feel. It was a terrifying feeling when I discovered my father had left me in command of the Grail mercenaries. But there's a huge difference between inheriting a country and a band of mercenaries, isn't there?
Not at all. You're absolutely right. It's hard, knowing what kind of responsibility I have, and just how unsuited I am to take it.
Over the last year, I learned a lot from all those battles. Mostly, I learned that there are many things I can't do on my own. Everything I achieved was possible only because of the people around me. I trust them completely, and I'm not ashamed to ask for help. That goes for you too. You're not alone.
That's a great way to look at it. Thank you.
Again, it's just a really nice conversation. Now, because we've done that, Ike can get no more conversations, which is a shame, because he has more possible conversations than any character in the game. It really is a shame. Still, at this point, that's pretty much going to be most of the conversations that we have that really matter. Still, we have some other ones I'd like to show off, like Oscar and Tanith.
But Tanith, I must say, the charge you led the other day was spectacular. We are Knights of Benyon, after all. Anything less than a direct charge, knight against knight, would sully the honor of our apostle and our motherland. I'd heard stories of your bravery before, but to see you in action was incredible. To see so many Pegasus Knights swooping onto the battlefield at once, it was like seeing the sun break through the clouds. You over-romanticize us. Oh no, milady, it was a sight to behold. But, and do not take offense at this, might I share an observation with you? It strikes me that your strategy works only if you have the superior numbers. Admittedly, in most battles, Benyon has the advantage of numbers. I can't recommend this tactic in our current campaign. I agree. Our army is constantly undermanned. Sometimes it's a struggle just to get the basic necessities. It goes without saying that we'll never have access to all the resources that Benyon enjoys. Well, you seem to understand how to fight well enough with few numbers. Tell me, what would you do? We take advantage of our individual soldiers' strengths. Where you would overwhelm your foe with numbers, we cannot risk the losses. We cannot afford to lose a single soldier, even if his sacrifice brings us victory. After all, we might win a battle that way, but we will not be able to last out the war. Do not let honor drag you into a duel you cannot win. Dishonor is better than death if withdrawing means you live to fight again. Retreating from a fight is not an easy thing to do, but I must admit, your words make sense given our numbers. And I would hate to lose your strength to preserve something as intangible as honor. But you know, the Pegasus Knights can be stubborn. I'm not sure even I can convince them to change their tactics. Then I'll help you convince them. Maybe my experience will be all the proof they need. You'd do that? Yes, of course. I don't have even half the experience you do, but if there's any chance I can help, I will. Oh, I think you can be quite persuasive. You know, you're not what I expected from a mercenary. I'm glad to have surprised you then, milady. We should be going. You'd best keep up with me. I have no intention of waiting for you and your horse. Well, perhaps I'll have to surprise you a second time.
I like it. It's a cute little rivalry they start. It's adorable. Otherwise, Makalov and Har. Sure.
Hey, you're that.
No!
Yes, you are. You're that weird guy I saw the other day. Hey, stop right there.
Please, have mercy on me. I'll pay you back, I swear.
What are you yammering on about?
Honestly, I only ran off the other day because I didn't have the money on me. I was just running home to fetch it. Sweet mercy, I'm begging you. I'm too talented and beautiful to die. Give me more time to pay you back.
Pay me back? What are you talking about?
Huh? Wait, so you're not a debt collector?
A debt collector? Did you fall on your head?
Are you sure you're not a debt collector?
I don't remember being one, and I think I'd remember something like that.
What? You're not? Whew. Ha! You had me there. I mean, just one nasty look from that face of yours could scare a man to death.
So you're saying I'm ugly? Is that it? I look like some kind of thug to you?
No. Not at all. You're very handsome. Ruggedly handsome. Yeah.
That was weird. Oh well, back to sleep.
Well, thanks for lying, Makalov. You're killing it, I guess. Also, this is a bit of an interesting one. Soren and Stefan, of all people. We got nothing better for Soren to do, but frankly, I don't think this is a terribly worthwhile conversation, so I'm just gonna skip it. I feel like it would really not be great. Still, maybe give it a look. It might actually be better than I think. Otherwise, that should probably be everything I care about. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, beautiful. At this point, let's save the game, because we've done so much work. And then, we'll get to giving out some levels. Ike, you're first up to bat. Let's get you some skill, huh? I mean, after all, that's almost the only thing you can gain that really matters. He gains nothing! I imagine that's going to happen a lot. So I'll be back once Ike finally gains some skill. There we go. He finally got some skill and luck. And wouldn't you know it, that isn't Ike's max skill. If I were you, I would probably save the game and give Ike another level to make sure he gains even more skill. I honestly want him to cap that, so I might just feed him all of our bonus EXP and get him to level 20 right now if I have to. So, fingers crossed, let's see if we can get Ike that skill. Come on, buddy. Magic, skill, and luck. All right. And if you notice, he still does not have a capped skill stat. Yeah. It's brutal. So, let's save the game and give Ike another level. Admittedly, I may have actually messed up and he might not be able to even cap his skill stat, but we can still try. If anything, I would at least like his skill to be 25 or higher, so we at least got that. A point of magic? No. We're gonna reset. And there you go, the last point of skill. And wouldn't you know it, we perfectly had exactly enough levels to cap out Ike's skill. So at this point, Ike is the maximum level, he has maximum health, strength, skill, speed, and defense. That is a solid Ike. You cannot get a better unit, basically. Now, one of the nice things about this, because Ike is level 20 and has stats that are capped, should you have the sequel game to Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, and you have obviously a GameCube memory card and a Wii that can take the GameCube memory card, you can transfer your save to that game. And for every character you got to level 20 and capped a stat in, they'll gain a nice bonus in that game, which is pretty cool. So, if we transferred this Ike, he would be darn good in the sequel. So, it's nice to keep that in mind. Otherwise, let's see. I'm going to save our game because obviously having a max level, fully kitted out Ike is a darn good idea. Otherwise, we really don't have much EXP to work with now. So, other than, say, Kieran and Mist, it's going to be hard to justify giving anyone else levels, but we'll see what we can do. So, Kieran, have a level. Ideally, I really need you to gain some defense, brother. Come on, Kieran. HP, strength, luck, and defense. Awesome. That is a good level. Save the game. And then Mist, honestly, I'm really just focusing on magic and speed for her. Obviously HP, but the others are a little more important. There you go, Mist. Let's see what you get. Just speed. I mean, it's not terrible, but I'd rather get you a better level. So, let's do that. HP, strength, magic, luck, and res. Not bad. I would much rather that over 1 point of speed. Not that speed is bad. In fact, it's probably the best stat in the game next to strength. But, I would rather get the other things, to be honest. So, I think that was worthwhile. Otherwise, let's look here. Jill. I mean, come on. If we can get you a point of skill, speed, and defense, maybe some HP, that would look real nice. So, come on, Jill. HP, speed, and defense. I like it. Especially because that caps her speed and defense, which is phenomenal. That's really going to be helpful. Otherwise, let's see. Maybe we'll give Makalov and Soren a level. I think we have enough bonus EXP that we can spring it. And I mean, really at this point, any bonus EXP you have, you may as well just burn on anyone that can level. There's really no point holding on to it anymore. Alright, Makalov, let's see what you get. Hopefully something good. HP, strength, skill, and res. I can't complain. Especially because that caps your strength. Very nice. Let's see. Soren, I think you'll also receive a level. Seems like a good idea to me. We'll save the game. And then, before we leave the base, there's one final thing I really want to go over, which I certainly will. Go. Soren, let's get you that level and leave ourselves a whole 7 points of bonus EXP. It's a little rough, but hey, we're at least using it. Magic, skill, and luck. I like it. Very nice. Now, the other thing I want to talk about. For the coming fight with the Black Knight, on Ike, if you do not have at least the Aether skill, or ideally Nihil and Wrath, you stand no chance of defeating him. And that's really brutal. So, make sure Ike either has Aether, which evidently he does, and of course we have Ike with many capped stats, so he shouldn't struggle too much, or, just for prosperity's sake, Nihil, which negates enemy combat-related skills. The reason Nihil is important is because this will negate the Black Knight's ability to use Luna, which will have Ike's defense when it activates. There's that one big caveat I haven't mentioned to fighting him, which makes this chapter extremely brutal, and we'll get to it, but just know that there's a reason Nihil and Wrath is recommended for Ike over Aether and Miracle. I like this setup personally overall because that's his character, but Nihil and Wrath are probably much better. A lot of people also recommend a skill like, say, Resolve, but unfortunately, no one has this skill, or at least, well, no one gives you the ability to teach this skill to Ike. So, unfortunately, Nihil and Resolve, or Wrath and Resolve, is just not a possible combination for him. I want to say it's this chapter or the next one where you finally get the Resolve scroll, so it's a unusable combination for basically 99% of the game. So I don't even consider it. And I mean, admittedly, I really like Jill with Wrath. So doing the whole Nihil Wrath strategy on Ike just wasn't ever in the cards for me. Still, at least have Aether and pray you get some good luck. That's also the reason why having higher skill on Ike is almost essential for the coming fight. So make sure he's ready and, well, in the words of another Fire Emblem character, pick a god and pray. Otherwise, with that out of the way, let's save the game and face a brutal map. Now, at least the map itself isn't that bad. But once we get to, drumroll, the moment of fate, you'll know what I'm talking about. General Ike, please come with me. We're getting ready to have a war council and discuss tomorrow's battle.
So, the Black Knight's in that castle, is he? There's little doubt of it.
That Bay Orc's a real handful. Even when I attacked him in cat form, I barely scratched him.
It's his armor. It's apparently blessed by the goddess. Ordinary weapons, natural or no, can't damage it.
Oh, that's just swell. So, how are we supposed to defeat him? Angry looks?
Leave that to me. I've got a sword that should be effective against him.
I don't like it, but I suppose there's no choice. We don't use weapons or shields. Those are Bayork tools for Bayork alone.
Very well. If the villain in question appears, we'll leave him to General Ike. Now then, shall we determine who among us storms the castle?
Ike, can I talk to you? Not right now, miss. We're discussing battle strategy. I know that. Even so, please, it'll only take a moment. Mist, I promise I'll make time later. Be patient and wait quietly.
What is it, oh beauteous one?
I feel a bit dizzy. May I rest a moment?
Oh, what foul deed is this that rears its head? The gods of war do charge a heavy toll, bewitch us, and attack our very minds. The princess, she is faint and o'ertired. Forgive your humble servant this trespass. Hark, my dear, and bless me with your arm. Good folk, we shall retire for a spell. Of course. Princess, please rest and allow us to proceed with these preparations.
Thank you. I'm sorry. What is it? Come on, Mist. You realize the princess was making time for you to talk with me, don't you? Well, I thought I could talk to you later, but then I changed my mind and wanted to talk to you now. I've been hoping to talk to you, too. I haven't heard very much from you since the other day. Yeah, I'm sorry. When you told us that story, I was so shocked. That's why. The part about Mother's death and about Father, right? Uh-huh. That's only natural. So, you've come to some kind of understanding with it all? Is that it? At first, I couldn't believe it. The stuff about the medallion and the revival of the Dark God and all of that? None of it sounded real. And everything about Father, that was even more unbelievable. It was all I could think about, but I didn't want to think about it anymore. It made my head hurt. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't even sleep. I would just lie awake at night and stare at the tent walls. Yeah, I was the same way. I guess my body finally reached its limit. Last night, I fell asleep. And when I woke up this morning, I don't know. It was all gone. I only had one emotion left. One emotion? What was it? It's hard to say. The sympathy, I suppose. For Mother? Uh-huh. And for Father. I think more for him than anyone else. Father and Mother were in love, weren't they? And then the medallion, it made Father go, what did you say? Berserk? When he returned to himself, he found Mother. When Father died, it hurt so much. I thought I was going to die. Father must have felt the same. No, he must have felt even worse.
I think you're right, and Father kept it all to himself, too. Mother, the medallion, being hunted, he never said a word to us. It was his burden alone.
The man who killed Father was that knight we saw in Port Toha, right? The one in the black armor?
Yes.
You're going to fight him, aren't you? For Father.
Yes, I am. That's one thing I won't let anyone else do in my stead.
Trying to stop you is pointless. I know. If I were stronger, if I were a sword fighter, I'd be doing the same thing.
Mist.
But you must keep your promise. You promised to lead the company in Father's place and to protect me. If you go and get yourself killed, I'll never forgive you.
I understand. That's why I'm not going to lose.
I know.
How are you feeling, Princess?
It was a lie. I'm not feeling unwell at all. I'm sorry I fooled you.
Ah, I knew it all along. It was all for Ike and Mist, was it not? It would appear, my dear princess, that you care for them greatly.
I witnessed the death of both my father and mother. Soldiers fell one after the other, and then I was separated from Jeffrey. It was Ike and his friends who rescued me. If not for them, I'm sure I would be dead now. My Lord Ike and Miss too know the pain that I carry with me, the pain of losing one's parents in war. That may account for why the two of them, right from the beginning, were so warm and friendly. They gave me the support I needed to survive. Mist and I have continuously encouraged each other to go on. So,
They rescued you and are your patrons. There are those among the soldiers who complain in jealousy of Ike's station, but it is a trivial matter. We, the retainers of House Crimea, find this general very much to our liking.
Bastion, I'm pleased to hear it.
Enough plain speaking. I must ready my silver tongue anew. Shall we return to the council?
Yes.
Sir Knight, the Crimean Army will renew their assault of the castle momentarily. The troops we face are not the half-breeds we fought yesterday. It is the army that bested General Bertram. They are not what one would call an easy opponent.
Resolve it.
I beg your pardon?
Hafed, you are in command. The castle defenses are on your shoulders. I have business with General Ina.
Understood.
Welcome to Castle Nados. And let me tell ya, this is a rough one.
Is everyone ready? The castle's strength has been bolstered with reinforcements from the capital. We must strike now, before any more can arrive. If the Black Knight appears, don't try to engage him. He is mine. I will take care of him.
All right. So at this point, make sure you choose your units. I would basically just keep on keeping on with everyone you've been using. Tanith, hate to say it, I would much rather have Har, and I'm gonna be so completely honest. This is a map that it really pays to have Racin, so you might need to leave someone behind. It's not an easy choice. The easiest probably is Alencia, because frankly, she really just shouldn't be doing fights or damage at all. Still, the easier option admittedly, is Soren. Like I said, I really like him, but his 6 movement just really hinders him, and it is a huge shame. Obviously, someone like Tanith just isn't needed, and although I would like to have Racin, and heck, even Volk would be a really good choice for this map, it's a tough call, because if we view the map, there are several locked doors. Doors that have only 40 strength, so they're not all that bad, but if you notice, there are a bunch of chests as well. So not only do you need to bring Volk, you have many other people that would be really nice to bring as well. Overall, as much as I hate it, Soren, I think you're getting benched for this map. Again, I'm not a big fan of doing that, because we've been through so much with him. But everyone else is just so much more fit for war. Even speaking, frankly, we really shouldn't be bringing Alencia ever. She's not a very phenomenal unit just because she is such a low level. Her stat increases can be really good, and she can grow into a fantastic level. If you've been sitting on like 2,000 or so bonus EXP, you can make Alencia into a absolute monster of a unit. But frankly, we just haven't used her for it. So, as much as I hate it, I might leave Alencia behind too. Or at the very least, I think it would be better to bring Soren. So let's do that. As much as it really hurts me to do so, but it's just going to be the best option. And I mean, realistically too, another good choice is Har, but he's just such a good unit that frankly, you're really crippling yourself by leaving him. Otherwise, I think I'm going to have Har and Jill go to the right, along with Marcia. And then I want Kieran and Oscar going to the left, probably with Astrid and Makalov. And then I'm going to have Ike, Volk, Mist, and Soren probably head up the middle. And granted, I might have actually Astrid and Makalov go there instead. We'll see what happens. But for now, I think that looks good. Again, I would really like to bring Alencia to give her some levels, but frankly, it's just not worth the time, which is the shame of it. Plus, she has such good staff levels that honestly, you really shouldn't have to worry about her. So, let's get to it. Now, one thing that I've been bringing up over and over again is the caveat to this map. This is a pretty large map. There's extra back here that you can't see yet, and eventually that will be revealed. This is one of the largest maps we'll have fought, and as you may have remembered, the Black Knight is going to deal with Ina. The big caveat to fighting the Black Knight and doing this map is that should you fail the fight with the Black Knight at the very end after you've cleared the entire map, you must do the entire map over again. This is one of the most brutal parts of the game, and I'm going to be so honest, it is genuinely just... It's rough. It's rough. It's really disheartening. You get this far, you're doing so well, and then you just happen to get unlucky in the Black Knight fight, and suddenly, a map that already took like an hour, hour and a half, is suddenly, you have to do it all over again. It is so just unforgiving. I don't dislike it as a map, but to be honest, they really should have let you be able to save your game before doing this. I think that one thing turned this map into just a nightmare, which really is a shame. Otherwise, let's see. Har, I'm gonna be so honest, brother, you just do not do the damage to these guys, so I guess just use your Brave Axe, may as well. So yeah, not only do you have to do the whole map, you then basically have to get lucky against the Black Knight. The big thing is that if you don't hit enough Aethers, you just straight up cannot beat him. And let me tell you, there is a very, very good reward for having beaten the Black Knight that I intend on getting. So even if we have to reset this map several times, I am going out of my way to get that. So, what I plan to do is show this run through the map, and then, assuming, nothing bad happens, we get to the Black Knight fight, and say things don't go well, I'm probably just going to redo the map in my own time, and more or less give you the footnotes of the levels people got. Frankly, at this point, it's not such a big deal, level differences, because so many units should just already be so overtuned. But I still wanted to just mention it, that it is a possibility. Also, look at Mist with the Sonic Sword. It has really great damage. The big downside, it has really poor accuracy. So, although it is a good weapon, you gotta keep that in mind. Otherwise, let's see. Makalov, I feel like I do want to use you and Astrid over here. Maybe I'll just have Makalov, and then I'll send Astrid with, Kieran and Oscar. That seems like a good idea. Alright, not bad. Namely, too, just because Astrid is a much more, I guess, versatile supporting character with her bow than Makalov is with just swords and axes. We'll throw you over there, sure. And then let's see, Oscar, or no, this is Kieran. Yeah, sure. Use Knightly Vow, see if you can get rid of this guy. And I mean, overall, this is a pretty standard map. It's clear all the rooms, grab the treasure, be on your way. It's not that bad. It's just going through a long map, losing it because, oopsies, you got unlucky, and having to redo it is just such a brutal thing. It's one of the only things in this game that honestly I feel they did poorly. Other than that, though, phenomenal game. After all, I'm Let's Playing it, so if I didn't like the game, I don't think I would be. Still, I just, want you to understand and know that this map can be not so fun. While, say, like, the Jailbreak map, I think Prison Release, Chapter 10, is one of my least favorite maps from a, I guess, from how slow it is kind of standpoint. This is one of my least favorite maps in terms of just getting RNG screwed. Even if you have an Ike like ours, there is no guarantee you'll be able to fight the Black Knight and win, which is brutal. Especially because it completely changes the story. Well, not completely, but you're going to get very different things happening should you not. The game does expect you to not be able to beat the Black Knight, so it's not like you're losing out completely. It's just you're not getting the better outcome of things, and frankly, I would much rather have that. Also, let's show off the Sonic Sword. Come on, Mist. I mean, you can't kill him, but if you can hurt him, hey, that'd be nice. Now, one big thing to mention is that because Ike is max level, technically speaking, we really shouldn't be having him fight at all, if possible. But because it's, Ike, I mean, let's be honest, we're just going to have him do what he can. So, Ike, feel free to just start taking people out. I guess, honestly, I could just have him use the Regal Sword. I mean, this is really the last map that it matters, so, we could. Though, honestly, let's use the Lagoose Slayer, just because I'm going to send him to the right, and let him see if he can fight the Lagoose. Also, nice Aether. So yeah, now that my grievances of the map are out of the way, it should be just a pretty stock standard fun time. Let's see here. I want to make sure I'm not getting Volk or Soren and them in trouble. Admittedly, while Volk isn't a bad character, he is still an underleveled one, so you gotta be a little careful. Alright, there we go. Things should be fine. Oh yeah, this guy, I forgot about him. Luckily, Volk has really good dodge, so that mage in the middle shouldn't be a huge issue. Just keep him in mind. He can be dangerous. Nice miss. Far, you should have no trouble taking this guy out. Beautiful. Admittedly, I'm kind of using the Brave Axe a little brazenly, but admittedly, there's just not much game left for me to not use it. So I'd rather use our goods now while they need them than, limit them and not let them use the fun toys they have. So, I don't know. Admittedly, I kind of have a really big problem in most games where I just hoard all of the best stuff and use the bare minimum to get through things. So I'm really trying to be better about that. I think case in point, in Mother 3, I think I had every single memento for the end of the game, and I don't think we used a single one. So I'm trying to make it so we're actually using our good stuff rather than just hoarding it. Also, too, shout out to Makalov for that nice crit. Ooh, good, he drew this guy. I may need to use, oh my gosh, Makalov on a crit spree on top of a Vantage and Adept? Man, oh man. Makalov is just showing off today. And I'm here for it. Ooh, nice Silver Lance. We'll never use it. At least Makalov won't. Beautiful. We'll let those thieves run up. Ideally, if you can let them open the door, that's a really good use of your time. Notably, too, this thief here has the double bow, the S rank bow. It's pretty okay. It's not my favorite weapon, and I don't think I ever use it, but it is good if you have someone who can. All right, let's see. Neither of these thieves can get to the door, so it really doesn't matter what we do with them. Soren, can you kill this Lagooz? Well, with an Adept you could. Otherwise, this guy. Alright. Miss, can you hit him through here? No, you cannot. Okay. Let's put you here. Let you use that Sonic Sword up. After all, it's our fun new toy that we've been saving for almost half of the game. So, I want to let her do some damage with it, darn it. And besides, it's cool looking. Beautiful. And then I think I want to have Soren see if he can take out the Lagooz. It would save us some time if he can. If he can't, not a big deal. I guess just use, no, I gotta rely on the El Thunder crit. It's another % chance of him beating him, so. Ooh, we got Adept. All right, beautiful. That was the other chance that I was hoping for. Again, luckily, Soren, although he's not the fastest character, nor is he remotely the strongest to wield those heavy tomes, he at least has good skill, which will allow Adept to help him out for a majority of the game. Let's see. Ike, if I break that door with you, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I barely can't get him to the soldier. That is such a shame. All right. Well, let's have Har come over here. And, oh wow, your accuracy is not very good. Let's see. Lagooz Lance, no. Marcia, you have capped speed. Can you deal with him? Yes, you can. All right, beautiful. I'm going to leave one of these thieves alive just so he can hopefully open the door up there. But I don't plan on leaving both of them alive because evidently they can steal treasure, and I don't want that happening. I believe, too, on either side there are chest keys to open them up, so you don't have to worry about letting the thieves live. Oh, and this guy just dropped a door key, so never mind. We'll just murder the thieves then. Works for me. Hello, Mr. Thief. I guess, pole axe. Sure. Admittedly, I expected Har to be fighting more cavaliers, and he just hasn't, so he's kind of just had this and never really used it. So, whoopsies. Very nice. And then, Jill, if you would be a deer, let's see, Killer Axe? Oh yeah, that's overkill at this point. Still, I like seeing it, so may as well let her have fun. Beautiful. And then, I mean, frankly, it's Jill we're talking about, I just throw her in. Very nice. And then I want to be careful about this guy. So let's have Ike. I think I want him to break the door. I guess let's just use... I guess, I don't know, Ragnot, just to make sure we actually break the darn door. Very nice. And we'll have him... Well, I could have him stay here and fight this guy, but I think I'll leave that to Jill and them. Then let's have Makalov get on in here. Give him the old... Well, the hand axe kind of sucks, I'm not going to lie. So, maybe we'll just leave the Lagoose Slayer equipped and call it a day. Have Volk run over here. And things should be good in the middle. And let's see. Feral one. We got Oscar. Alright. Things should be fine. Let's use... Well, we have the Lagoose axe, so let's actually use the weapon that makes sense. After all, here I am talking about not trying to hoard all of our best gear, and, well, I'm trying to put my money where my mouth is. Very nice. Then we'll move him up as far as we can. And let's see, Oscar, if you could, let's get frank with this gentleman. Boom! And a bam. Nothing to worry about. I don't know if anyone over here had a door key. I probably should have looked. But, I guess we'll figure that out very quickly. Doesn't look like it. Because this guy just has a double blow. So, I mean, we could break open the door. It wouldn't be the worst thing. Yeah, this guy's going to take way too long to get up there. So, at this point, Astrid, just put him down. It'll be fine. Nice stiletto. Shame you won't really get to use it. But, thanks for the double blow. I mean, hey, if anything, this is the character who should have it. So, that's good. Also, nice level up. Strength and skill. You'll love to see it. Gets the double bow, which I think she can use this. I'm never going to use the steel bow, so we'll just get rid of that. Have her rush up, and things should be good. Again, Volk, there's a chance he's going to take some real bad damage, but he should survive it. Yep, he's fine. Again, it's scary, but he will live. Don't worry. At least, you know, as long as you're positioning him correctly. Ooh, no damage. Yeah, that's kind of sad, bud. Have a critical. I mean, come on, what did you expect? It's endgame, brother. And you're using a brave sword with under 20 strength? You think they'd learn? Ooh, silver sword. That actually could do some damage. Unfortunately, Oscar's going to be frank and it hit you real hard. And gain a level. Very nice. HP, strength, and magic? Sure. Seeing as Oscar, for whatever reason, is my Flame Lance user, I have nothing against that. Normally, I always found that Marcia would gain a lot of magic, but in this playthrough, it's been Oscar. Also, man, Makalov, you are on a roll today. I think every single attack he's done has been a critical. That's insane. HP and speed. I like it. Wow, and he actually hit 50 HP. It's not often that a lot of units do that. Are we going for another crit, Makalov? No, okay. Just a normal attack. Whew. For a minute, I was starting to think, dang, is Makalov just really that darn good? And I mean, to be fair, yes, he is. He's quite a good unit. Alright, very nice. Then next turn, we should be able to clean up a bit. Huh. I'm actually surprised that guy could do damage. It's nothing to worry about, but still, a little surprising. Unfortunately, it will take Mist and Soren some time to get over there, but we should be fine. Also, Kieran, I forgot you were poisoned. That's such a just negligible thing that I really don't have to worry. Otherwise, Marcia, open the door with your key. Beautiful. And look at all these beautiful Lagoos. They're obnoxious. Also, be careful. There is a guy with Meteor. So long as you keep Volk out of that range, it should be fine. But I believe he does more damage than bolting. Let's see. 27 versus... Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay, so Volk could survive it. Still, just, be careful. Otherwise, Jill, let's see. I mean, the Killer Axe does look mighty fine. Don't use the Bolt Axe, and I mean, the Tomahawk, sure, but no one has range other than the Mage, and he's just going to use Meteor. So, I'm thinking the Killer Axe and Conviction are going to be the best solution here. Namely because if she gets hurt, she can get down into Wrath range and do some real damage. Regardless, she has exact damage for this guy, so I'm not worried. Oh, she missed! Well, it's not a big deal. She'll just kill him next combat. No biggie. Then Har, let's get you up here. I imagine Har is going to be tanking the Meteor there, which isn't very fun. Still, just for prosperity's sake, equip the Laguz Lance. And then, let's see, Mist. We will get you up here. You could heal Makalov. It's not a bad idea. Healing Volk is really the actual answer, but again, I'm not terribly worried. And let's see, how do we want to deal with this guy? I mean, the real answer is use Makalov, right? That's the actual answer. Also, too, these guys, they have silence staves, so be careful. This one here has a sleep one, which is even worse, so be careful. Otherwise, Makalov, let's let you put Gambler to use just to one-shot this guy. I think it's a great idea. That way, Volk will be nice and safe. And then once we kill the other mage, we should be able to get him up there with no problem. Beautiful. And then, too, that also exposed over here, and there is another guy with bolting. So both sides are currently dangerous for Volk, so you just got to be a little careful. I'm going to have Mist mend him up, which should be good. Just so that way we can get him in there and he can get meteored to his heart's content. But I still want things to be safe. Otherwise, while these bow guys are still alive, I don't recommend throwing him in there. Let's see. Who has the worst bow? 23, 19? You have a chest key, so I don't want to kill you with Ike. I mean, let's be honest. The real answer is save the Laguz, because he has 1 health, and have Ike go for the bow guy. So let's do it. We'll just use the Laguz Slayer, because who cares? Realistically, I should be saving this, but Ike just does so much damage with any weapon you give him, it's not a big deal. Perfect. And then, honestly, I'll just keep him right here. Should be fine. Let's see. You can go up to Mist, which is a little dangerous, but should be okay. Alright, good. Good. And then, let's see, what are we dealing with over here? Basically, some doors. Not terribly worried. We're going to have to use 2 people anyway, so let's have Kieran finish this guy off. Actually, I could have Oscar do it. Nah, we'll just have Kieran deal. Should be fine. I guess let's just use... I don't know. Cleaver? Sure. May as well. We got the fun new toy, so let's use it. Ooh, he even gets a soul. Very nice. That's honestly why I really don't care about the poison. It seriously never adds up to deal any significant amount of damage, so I kind of ignore it. Oh, and he had the door key. Go figure. Alright, well, who has more strength between you two? Ironically, Astrid. Huh. That's not the... that's not what I expected. So I guess Oscar. Please trade with Kieran, take his door key from amongst his 87 antidotes, and open the door. Well, thank you kindly. Now let's see. Silver lances, short spears, and a Thoron tome. None of that's very fun. What do you have equipped? I don't even remember. Frank, that's not terrible. Astrid, this is where having her here is going to be quite useful, because I can have her basically just go back and forth, and if I want, I can have her use, say, the Brave Bow and take people out pretty easily. So I think I'm going to use Blue Blood here, try to take out this middle guy, and then I'm going to Canto her back so she can hide behind Oscar and Kieran. Namely Oscar, just because, again, he has soul, so he can heal a bunch. Now, if I was smart, I would have equipped him with the Flame Lance before trading, so he could counter at range, but it's not a big deal. Perfect. We get a chest key. Very nice. I'm going to throw her back here, and that should be fine. Imagine Oscar is going to take a whole bunch of damage just from the magic user. Also, awesome miss. Oh, he's going for Astrid. Huh. Another miss. Very nice. I'm hoping to kill the mage coming up, but we'll see. Ooh, the Lagoos went for Makalov. I expected him to go for Mist. Huh. All right, cool. Makalov could always use the EXP. Very nice. And otherwise, there's just the archer. I am so not worried about him. Nice miss. And I mean, again, as you can see so far, this map isn't all that bad. So long as you know to keep your units grouped up pretty well, things like that, it should be fine. It's just you gotta be a little careful because, you know, you can still make easy mistakes, but other than that, it's not a bad map. It's just the fact that you can get RNG screwed at the end while fighting the Black Knight that makes it such a brutal map. And again, the game doesn't expect you to beat him, but when you've come this far and you've invested so much into making Ike just the unit that he is, it really doesn't fit the story for him to lose. So, I don't want him to. Now, notably, once we either win or fail the Black Knight fight, I'll go over a little bit of the difference of what happens, because it is very interesting. Also, Jill, very nice. This is why I put you in front, gal. You can just handle it. Also, too, I knew there were Lagoos over here, so I wanted to give her all this EXP because I kind of want her to hit level 20 as well. Because in the event I ever do a Let's Play of Radiant Dawn, I would love to see our units back in, you know, doing what they do. I was trying to find a nice phrase for it, but, I mean, come on, it's Fire Emblem. What else are they going to do? Jill's going to hit people with axes and kill them. Ike's going to, you know, do Ike things. So yeah, admittedly, I think it would be really cool to do an LP of Radiant Dawn in the future and transfer the save. Just because it'd be a lot of fun. Though, admittedly, that would certainly be in the future because a little something I haven't really talked about much. Voicing all of the characters for this has been hell on my throat. I've been using throat coat tea and all sorts of things just to feel better after this. So, you know, I'm probably going to take a little break after this one. But, it should be fine. Still, I've been having a ton of fun doing this, and frankly, I would love to play other Fire Emblems, especially some of the later ones like, say, Three Houses or even Engage. I found those games so fun. Still, with Radiant Dawn, it would be, I think, a lot of fun to do a blind LP of that, just because it would really show, like, how innately decent or good I am at Fire Emblem, or how maybe terrible I am. So I think it could be really interesting. Otherwise, let's see. You can't kill the Lagoos, so let's have you go for the Magic Man. No more meteors for you, Mr. Magic Man. And yeah, so I don't know, just kind of thinking out loud while we're doing what we do best, killing some Dans. Yeah, I don't know, could be fun. Ooh, Har gains a level. Very nice. HP, strength, skill, and defense. Everything a growing Har loves. He likes speed too, but it's not that likely he gains it, so I'm not worried. Otherwise, Marcia, can you kill the Lagoos? No, by 1 point. That is so sad. Well, whatever. Let's see Sisterhood put to work. Look at that, it's nice and pink. It matches her pretty well. Yeah, do your damage, survive by 1 HP, because why wouldn't you? Ooh, weapon level, very nice. And then I guess, I don't know, just put her over here, sure. Jill, let's take out this Lagoos with the Killer Axe. use up that last charge on it. Get it out the inventory. And a nice big crit from Jill. You'll love to see it. At least I do. Very nice. Killer axe broke. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. Alright, throw her up there. Soren, you can kind of just waddle on in. Volk, I'm going to let you focus on the treasure, which, to be fair, yep, you still got HP. You're all good. Do that. And then Mist. Let's see. Who got the chest key? It was, no one, because it's still on this guy. Oh. Well, that spoils the fun, doesn't it? I guess let's have Mist. I mean, she could heal Makalov. That's probably the best use of her turn. So let's do it. Mend. There you go, buddy. Very nice. And then I think I want Makalov to kill this guy. Let's use, I guess, just Gambler. Sure. And then I'm basically just going to have Ike break down the door and do what he does best. It would technically better, or be better for Makalov to go in the room. But, I'm not too confident in him surviving all of these units. So I'm going to let him deal with getting the loot. I think it's a very good idea. And then we'll have Ike break down the door. Probably with, I guess, I don't know. The longsword, sure. It's not enough damage, so if anything, this will work out better. And then, let's see, over here, I really want to get to that soldier in the back. Who has the best res over here? Kieran and Astrid are tied, so let's have Astrid. Oh, you can't one-shot him. Kieran, can you with Cleaver? Yes, you can. Perfect. We'll have you do it then. And I mean, at this point, we're more or less at the end of the major part of the map. So, I mean, what? Took us like 20 minutes? Not even 30? So again, it's not the longest map out there. It's just, it's annoying when you have to replay it several times because, oopsies, Ike didn't hit Aether twice in the Black Knight fight, or you got Luna'd twice in a row and Ike died, or who knows what can happen. It's just not great. Still, I'm excited to see what happens. And worst case, if we don't beat the Black Knight on our first try, I'll just do it in my spare time and show you the difference. It's not perfect, but I mean, look, I'm still trying to keep things moving here, you know? Let's see. Flame Lance? No, it's barely not great. Oh wait, you have a hammer. What am I doing? Oscar, you're custom built to beat these guys. There I go, forgetting the weapons I put on my units. Silly me. Hey, hey, nice soul. Get that 1 HP back. May as well. Beautiful. Then we'll just move you up here by the chests, I guess. May as well. And let's see what happens. Oh wow, you're actually attacking her. Huh. I didn't think you would have. I would have figured you would have tried to silence somebody or something. Alright. I'm okay with this. Who are you putting to sleep? Astrid? It's not ideal, but it'll be fine if she does. Ooh, the miss. Awesome. Oh, and you know, I just realized Jill's going to clean out the main room. So, actually, my whole talk about sending Ike in there versus Makalov doesn't even matter. It's going to be Jill. So, hey, works out. Man, there's the total chance Jill could just gain another level. That would honestly be pretty darn good. Because again, I would like her to hit level 20. I think it's been no secret throughout the whole playthrough that she is probably my favorite character. I mean, again, next to Ike. Ike is still just a phenomenal lead, but Jill is pretty great. Of course, units with short spears. Why wouldn't they at this point? Yeah. Chuck your spears, do what you gotta. I get it. After all, it's what you're built for. No damage. Yeah, it's about what I expected. Goes to show you the power of the defense stat in this game, though. It is phenomenal. Oh, that's not what I like to see. Whew. Thank goodness for the miss. Every time I see an enemy with a killer weapon that I didn't realize had one, I always kind of just mentally I'm like, well, I got to redo the entire map now. Luckily, most times it's not been an issue. We'll ignore the Stefan on the bridge moment. Otherwise, good job, Kieran. Ooh, he gains a level. Very nice. Strength, skill, and speed. Very good. Ooh, Lagoos. I don't think Astrid will be able to one-round you, but she should be able to do a fair amount of damage. Also, wow, that did some damage. My goodness. Still, at least Astrid also hurts. Ooh, and she almost gets a level, too. Ooh, another one for Jill. Very nice. Yeah, do your damage. All right, Jill, kill him. No worries whatsoever. I tell you, Jill and a forged silver axe is just a match made in heaven. Or a silver lance, but I mean, come on, axes just do more damage. Another guy with your short spear. Yeah, we know. Nice miss. Almost gets her level, though. All right, beautiful. All right, Kieran is poisoned. I keep forgetting about that. Otherwise, Makalov, open the chest. A silver lance. We'll probably use it eventually. Otherwise, we'll wait over there. Har, did you get the chest key? Yes, you did. Start opening the chests. And get a spear. Useful. Not using it right now, but still good. And Marcia, let's have you get in on some of this EXP. I realized I should have had her fight with a ranged weapon, but oh well. Yeah, miss your attack. Beautiful. Good job, Marcia. I like it. And I mean, I could move you, but I think I'm just going to keep you down here just because the bow guy, I don't want getting near her with the brave bow. In fact, the best option I could do is have Jill go deal with him. So let's do that. You have a lot of HP and I can't one-shot you. So, oh well, I guess we'll just use conviction. It is what it is. Bonk. And you're done. Very nice. Ooh, so close to a level. And then let's see. I mean, I could have missed open the door with the sonic sword, but that is a phenomenal waste. Also, there's something I didn't know. Ike can aether the door. Whew. You learn something new every day. Otherwise, it's just arrived, so technically we didn't even really need Ike to keep moving. So, a little awkward. Otherwise, Volk, open up the chest and retrieve the physic. Very useful. Soren, I guess, to keep moving. Sure. And then Mist. It's relatively safe for you. You have such good res, I shouldn't have to worry. So we'll throw you over there. We could physic someone. We just got a whole extra staff, so sure. Let's do Marcia just because she has less HP, and I worry about her a little, I'll admit. There we go. And then over here, did anyone get the chest key yet? Yes, Astrid did. Okay. Let's have Astrid deal with this guy, just so no one gets put to sleep. And then we will have Oscar and Kieran deal with the Lagoos and the Armored Knight. And then we'll do some key passing around next turn to open up all the chests. I think that's a good idea. And of course, Astrid gains a level. Very nice. Strength. I like it. Everything a growing damsel needs. And then, it really doesn't matter. I guess Oscar, go for the Lagoon. Actually, what am I doing? Oscar has the hammer, and Kieran has the Lagoo's axe. I almost had it backwards. My goodness. Don't worry, I righted my wrongs. It should be all good now. Very nice. And you'll just stay there. Oscar, you can hit this guy with a hammer as hard as you can. In fact, he can't even hit you, so this is the easiest combat of our life. You know what's funny? We have had, I think this is the only hammer, and we've had it for almost, what, like 80% of the game or something? Because I don't think you get another hammer. Huh, kind of funny. Very nice. These guys are going to do what they do. I'm not very worried. Excellent miss. And let me guess, you're going to go for... Oh, he's just not even going to move. Okay. Sure. Why not? All right, Astrid, if you could, open the chest. Get a Lagoo's axe. Very nice. And now there is one unfortunate issue we ran into. We only have one extra chest key. So, Makalov, I kind of need you to get over there. But it's okay. We'll let Mist help us ferry it over there, and things should be fine, because Mist will get here, trade the key to Kieran, and things are right as rain. Kieran, open this chest. Get the Resolve ability. I was just talking about that earlier. Then Oscar, trade with Astrid. Boom, open the chest. We're good to go. Get the Bulganone Tome. We'll never use it, but hey, it's nice to have it. Then Soren, admittedly, you're kind of useless, so waddle in there. Sure, I could have healed Jill, but not a biggie. Or get the chest. Get the Fortify Staff, very useful. Heals all surrounding allied units. It's basically the Ashura Staff, just worse. So it's not terrible, but you can do better. Marcia, feel free to kill this guy with Sisterhood. And then we should be able to finish the map. At least if I don't want to kill every unit, because I think that mage would still be left alive. So we'll see what we can do. Very nice. I guess we'll put Marcia right next to him, sure. And then Jill, can you kill the boss? Yes. Yes, you can.
If not for a whim of His Majesty, I would not be facing you here. For a warrior, meeting a powerful foe is a joy above all others, and for this I give thanks to the king. Now, let us enjoy the gift we have been given.
Yeah, guy. Unfortunately, Jill is just going to kill you. Miss. Ooh, you actually hit her. Good job. And he lived. Well, well, color me surprised. Still, gets Jill a level. HP, magic, and skill. Very useful. At least the HP and skill. And then I guess, what do you have? A spear? Yeah, I'm just going to leave Jill here. And I could have Ike kill the soldier, but that is just a waste. So let's have Volk move on up. And then we'll finish the map next turn. I know. I was a little slow. It should be fine, though. Nice Brave Lance. The miss. Oh, we hit her.
It appears this is the end.
Well, okay. Strange way to die, but hey, you do you. Gets Jill halfway to max level, and we get the final occult scroll. Now, one thing I did consider was removing Aether from Ike and giving him Nihil, but we didn't have Wrath to pair with it, so there just wasn't a point. Otherwise, Marcia, feel free to one-shot this guy, and then to the most grueling fight in the game. Oh boy. Thank you, Marcia. Gets her a nice level. Again, I'm really hoping I get to keep all these levels, but if we get screwed by the Black Knight, well, there's just nothing I can do about it. So, well, Ike, your time is here. Let's do it.
The one I seek is behind these doors. Don't follow me. I'm going in alone.
Ike, wait, I'm going with...
No, Soren. We have to let Ike go alone. The Black Knight is his. Defeating him is a crucial step that Ike must take in order to truly get over the death of his father.
Idiocy. I'll hear no more of this naive nonsense. What if something happens to him? What then?
I think Ike has gained the composure to keep calm and judge whether or not he can match an opponent. If, in fact, he can't, it means he's reached his full potential, and that's all there is to him. We just have to accept that. But I believe in Ike. I trust him. His life is not his alone any longer. I don't believe he's so irresponsible as to leave his companions behind by choosing to engage in a contest he cannot win. Please, Soren, you must feel the same way, don't you?
I don't like it. Sometimes bravery and good judgment aren't enough.
Commander Grail, watch over your son.
Please watch over us.
Why did you return to Crimea? You had the perfect opportunity to escape.
I'm going to the capital.
No, you are not. The king has ordered me to put an end to you.
I thought as much. So be it. I am prepared.
Will you not resist?
I do not believe I could prevail against one of your power.
How extremely frank.
My only wish was to be beside the one I love. If that is not to be, then it matters not what happens to me.
As my last act of compassion, I shall make your end a swift and merciful one. Do you have any final words?
If you see Nasir, tell him that Ina was sorry.
If I have the opportunity, I will so tell him. Rest in peace.
My love.
Turn and face me, Black Knight.
I've been waiting for you, child.
Ah, did you kill that girl?
Despite my promise, the blow was not clean. She breathes still.
I'll take her.
You'll have to do so by force. You brought the sacred sword Ragnar, did you not?
It's right here. If using it is the only condition I need fulfilled to defeat you, I will not hesitate.
It appears you've grown smarter. Good. There is no challenge in killing a fool. Shall we begin?
Huh?
Brother!
Mist, no, stay back.
I will fight you. I'll never let you kill my brother.
Mist, you...
Gawain's daughter, eh? Good. Now I can pull out the entire family tree by the root.
You're not to interfere, Mist. This craven wretch is mine.
Do as you will. This time, we begin in earnest.
So yeah, welcome to the moment of fate. If you notice, Ike automatically puts Ragnar in his inventory. This is his ultimate weapon. It has 18 might, 80 hit, 5 crit, 20 weight, and a 1-2 range. A sword consecrated to oppose a Londite. Only Ike can wield it. This is your only way to fight the Black Knight. You must use this sword. And I mean, it's awesome. Otherwise, Mist is here. She can help heal Ike. Now, notably, I should have had Ike bring the elixirs. I did not. In order to even have a chance at defeating the Black Knight, you need to launch a full-on offensive. If you can't deal, I think it's a minimum of 7 or 8 damage, the Black Knight will just straight up heal himself completely every single turn, and you have no chance of beating him. So on top of that, he also has Luna, which means he can just deal random huge attacks. He's also at his best, so don't expect this to be an easy fight. Ike happens to be at his worst, so we're in for a rough time. Still, with all the skill we've gained, Ike should be decently fine. His hit rate isn't phenomenal, but you just gotta go with it. And notice, even with max stats, we barely have over that 7 damage mark. So this is gonna be rough. You genuinely have to rely on Ike hitting Aether, and if he doesn't, that's all there is to it.
What an odd fate. This will be the 3rd time I have defeated you. The first was in the forest of Gallia, the second at Delbray in Crimea.
We've met twice, and I've lost twice. But the 3rd time will be different.
Oh?
My sword fighting skills were given to me by my father. If I stay true to them, I cannot lose.
Did you never think that using your father's technique on the man who killed him would be futile?
My father robbed himself of using his stronger arm. If he had, he would not have lost to the likes of you.
Huh, you think so? Let us test your stronger arm then. Come, son of Gawain, show me your strength.
Come on, Ike. Yes! Awesome. That is a wonderful start to the fight. Beautiful. Oh, that hurts. All right, just leave Ike there. And now notably, although the Black Knight can and will move, he will not go for Mist. So feel free to bring her up and just have her mend Ike. You can Kanto her away, so don't worry about it. Now the big thing I've kind of been alluding to, although this fight is brutal, it's on a time limit. You have 5 turns to defeat the Black Knight before this story automatically decides you lose. So you need to be quick. There goes the Black Knight healing up. Yeah, he heals for 6, which is why you need to do over 7 to even damage him. Come on, Ike. Yeah, it hurts. He's got him. Ike was in top form.
You've grown stronger. I commend you.
I could not have asked for a better fight. That went flawless. How awesome. The Black Knight's fallen! How can this be? Don't think you're going to walk out of here, though. Now, activate the traps now.
What's going on? This rumbling.
Ike, the castle's collapsing. Get out now.
Nasir?
Ina.
Mist, we have to go.
All right.
Hurry. Father, I stopped him. Father. Brother, thank goodness. I'm so happy you're alive. Mist, I avenged Father. I know. Even now, though, I'm not as good as Father was. There's no way I could ever defeat him. Defeating the Black Knight was my way. I wanted to show him how strong Father really was. I know, Ike. I know. Our father was the best in the world. A great man. That's right. Dad was great, and so was Mom. And so are you, brother. I love you all. I'm so proud of my fantastic, wonderful family. Ike, Mist, both of you. You did so well. I really had you worried, didn't I? But now it's... Don't say anything. I understand. Let's get back to the others. I can't do anything else today. Right. How's she doing?
She's going to be all right. She's sleeping in the back.
And Nasir?
He's there with her. He's been taking care of her the entire time.
I see. Nasir.
Ike, I am sorry for escaping and causing all the problems I did. When we arrived in Crimea, I sensed Ina. I had to go and look for her.
Is that so?
You saved her, didn't you? I don't know how to thank you.
I'm not worried about it. I just want you to talk to me. What's the connection between you and Ina?
Ina is my only granddaughter.
Your granddaughter? That can't be. You're not old enough to...
It may be difficult for you Beork to believe, but we of the Dragon Tribe live for a very, very long time. When we reach a certain maturity, we stop showing almost all signs of further aging. For example, do you remember Prince Kurthnaga, whom you met in Goldoa?
Yeah, he was a nice kid.
The prince is the youngest in all of Goldoa, yet for all his apparent youth, he's at least 100 years old.
100?
Ike.
Yes?
Why did you save Ina? She was your foe, after all.
You were willing to put yourself in danger so she could escape. I assumed she must be dear to you.
You did that for a dirty traitor. Under the guise of providing information to Gallia, I gave the same information to Dayan. I also took Mist's medallion and gave it to King Ashnard, and even so, you
helped us many times over. If there are reasons for all this, would you tell me about them? I'd like to help.
I cannot, at least, not yet.
That's not the answer I wanted, Nasir.
Please, I want you to believe me. I am not your enemy. King Dayan had Ina with him. For her sake, there was nothing else I could do. Forgive me.
Tell me, are you willing to display your loyalty?
What do you mean?
Ashnard is in the Crimean capital. If we hope to defeat him, it would help to have the cooperation of one who's been close to him. If you're not our enemy, then prove it by aiding us.
All right, I understand. On the strength of your belief in me, I swear I will not betray you again.
There's one other thing I need to hear. How much do you know about the medallion? Did you realize what it was when you gave it to Ashnard?
I'm fairly sure that I know more about it than you do. I cannot go into details, but merely gaining possession of the idol does not allow King Dayan to release the Dark God. The reason for that is...
The only one who can sing the Galder of Release is a girl named Altina, right?
That's correct. I, too, investigated Palmeni Temple.
Yet King Dayan doesn't know that, and he's kidnapped Leanne. Based on what happened in the past, who knows what he may do?
Earlier, I was able to speak briefly with Ina.
It sounded like she knew where the Heron Princess is being held. When she awakes, we shall ask her about it.
So yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was incredibly worried about that fight. Though it seems my worrying was unfounded, Ike crushed it. This has been one of the chapters I have dreaded the most for the simple fact that you can get completely screwed. We got incredibly lucky, and Ike absolutely handled it. It's a huge weight off my shoulders, and man, do I feel good. Now, I gotta talk a little bit about the difference. This is the moment of fate, after all. Should you fail to defeat the Black Knight, Nasir will come in and sacrifice himself to take him out or effectively deal with him. Should this happen, you will instead recruit Ina, who is in every way an inferior version of Nasir, who we have now recruited. This is very important for one major reason. Remember earlier in the story when the Black Knight mentioned that Ashnard's armor is another set of enchanted blessed armor of the goddess? That's right. Because of this, Ike, Nasir, or Ina, and one other set of characters are the only units in the entire game who can fight the final boss, who is Ashnard. Because of this, you need every single advantage you're going to get, especially if you are playing on hard or a higher difficulty. Because of this, losing to the Black Knight is almost a game over. Ike can, in fact, fight the final boss effectively by himself, but you seriously need to make sure that you recruit Nasir, just for the simple fact that I feel the story isn't as good if you don't. It just doesn't play out how it should. Should Ike fail to fight and defeat the Black Knight, it feels like such a crushing blow and just... it's not great. The first time I played this game, I in fact lost to the Black Knight, and I had to replay this chapter not once, not twice, but 3 times because I got so incredibly unlucky. Every single time, it felt like it just beat me down, and it was brutal. So I am so happy that we did this on the first try and got what I felt was easily the better happening. Still, should you not beat the Black Knight and you just don't want to redo the map, don't worry. It's not that big of a deal. Sure, it does help and the story plays out much better, I feel, if you do beat him and have Nasir, but if you don't happen to and you're just playing the game casually for fun, don't worry about it. Seriously. After all, that's why I'm doing it, so hopefully folks like you don't have to. So, enjoy the story and, have fun. Otherwise, next time we play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, we're doing the second to last map in the game in rescuing Leanne. We've come a darn long ways, and man, I'm excited to start finishing the game. As always, I'm Brad. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.